Divorced men of Reddit, what moment with your former wife made me think yup, I'm asking this girl to divorce me? When my buddies approached me to complain that she kept sitting on their laps, wiggling, and hoping for an erection. You have some good buddies, man. Indeed, those are the best buddies. Trust me, I know a lot of buddies and these are the best. These are the best buddies. Absolutely tremendous buddies. Some buddies, though, they are laughing at us. They are taking our jobs. We're going to make buddies great again. I'm not your buddy, friend. I'm not your friend, pal. I'm not your pal, guy. We did it Reddit. Me too, thanks. I was a lance corporal bringing home scraps for a paycheck to an unemployed wife who one day brought home a brand new Lexus 350 because she got a good deal on it. Apparently I was supposed to pay the $800 per month bill. I didn't think it was a good deal. That car has some fudged up lines on it. That situation was fudged up in more ways than one. I just looked up the 2017 as 350. I divorce anyone who thought that car looked good. I love the oldest 300s though. Agreed. All current Lexus models have that fugly grille. Coming from a hardcore Lexus fan here. That's why I firmly believe the Marines shouldn't allow you to marry before you're like 25 or something. That would be blasphemous. Behind every successful Marine is his wife wearing his rank, of course. Not me, but one of my best friends got his permission to post. He got a pretty substantial year-end bonus from work. He decided to use most of it for his wife's Christmas gift and pay off her remaining student loans, around $14,700, and the remaining portion to buy a new computer chair for when he gamed, around $300. Christmas morning, he was nice enough to let me stay at his place when I traveled for work as he lived 20 minutes from the airport. We all woke up and had breakfast. His family and her parents came over and we started exchanging gifts. Besides paying off her loans, he had gotten her a few times items. She opened a card saying her loans were paid off. She just sat there for a minute. After the silence, and assuming she was kinda in shock, she asked, "Did you seriously not get me anything else? I bought you that stupid keyboard, the wrong one by the way, and you only got me a few things." At that point, his brother-in-law and myself decided to go hang out in another room for a while. They ended up getting into a huge fight. A day later when he was dropping me off at the airport, he told me that he was going to visit a lawyer and get a divorce. Dude. That sucks. What a materialistic bitch. She got paid and divorced at same time, two birds, one stone. She's not even good at being materialistic. Paying off $15,000 in loans is like $20,000 in extra stuff she can now get. When she falsely told our marriage counselor that I punched her. The next week, she denied saying it and accused our counselor of lying. He gave me a "you should leave this relationship" look. I took that look as permission from a professional that I definitely wasn't making the wrong decision. Got divorced and never looked back. I legitimately feared for my safety towards the end. Not that she would hurt me, but that she would make a false accusation to the cops or a crazy friend. This makes me wonder, are marriage counselors allowed to be a witness in a divorce trial? Divorce trial? Is there still such a thing? I just filed paperwork and was done. It depends on the state and circumstances. I had to make a few trips to the courthouse in my relatively amicable divorce, and if she had a better lawyer or more fight in her, she could have dragged it out. Luckily, her lawyer seemed to be as sick of her as I was and tried to settle things as quick as possible. I'm sorry if this insults you, but I laughed my ass off in that last sentence. Nothing and no one could insult me more than the things I tell myself, such as "you then It took 2 marriage counselors to tell you that you married crazy before you bailed. She let me know she was pregnant and wanted my permission to tell all her girlfriends during a girls' night out. Since I knew there was no possible way it was my child, she was also unknowingly admitting to having an affair. I can math, and she can't. It was with her boss. Lawyered up the next day, and he ate her alive in court. I got primary custody of our child we already had, and child support, and a sheriff's notice that she had to vacate my home in 30 days. I never knew she could be that stupid. Did you guys just not have sex ever or what? We were at a point in our relationship where we were fighting all the time, so I just slept in the guest bedroom so I wouldn't have to hear her screeches. But for some reason, on Father's Day, that's how I remembered the exact date, she came upstairs and basically forced herself on me. When she told me we were pregnant, I wanna tell all my friends, oh joy. I asked her when the doctor expected her due date, then I did the math. 1/2 months does not a baby make. Finally got a prenatal paternity test out of her. I think she still believed she ninja'd my baby inside of her. The truth came out, and I finally just told her, just tell me the truth. We can work through anything. Then she fessed up. I gonna work through anything. I'd already had divorce proceedings in the works. Man, it's nice to read a divorce story where their husband doesn't get screwed over in the divorce. The morning I saw a picture of some dude's on her phone. She was classy enough to bring him to the divorce proceedings. Your Honor, I would like to present Exhibit D into evidence. Inadmissible due to lack of proper magnification device for viewing. Sounds like that case was denied. D need. Evidence is a funny name for his ex-wife. If the condom don't fit, you must acquit. If the condom don't fit, you're full of shit. Exhibit 8 equals D. You forgot Exhibit C, man. When my stepdaughter became a teenager, my ex ramped up the nutso. She had always been an impatient, angry screamer of a parent. But as my stepdaughter became a young woman, my ex just went crazy with envy or something. I know lots of moms have a hard time with teenage daughters, but their base level patience is so much better than my ex's was. Threats of cutting hair in middle of night while daughter slept, pulling hair, slapping face, ridiculing in front of her friends, swinging something that missed and put a hole in the wall. I was out with the kids. Hope you left with a stepdaughter. My dad's ex had a younger daughter about 11. As she grew up, her mother was just awful to her. Constantly shutting her out of any conversations, telling her she looked, exact words, ugly no matter what she wore or how she put her hair. It was even worse that she was just going through puberty and starting high school. This is an OS BTW, and as my dad and I are both male, she probably didn't feel comfortable asking any questions. Completely understandable considering her mother. They've since broken up, however live in the same area as me and often come into the shop that I work the counter at. It always hurts to see her daughter so visibly unhappy with her mother. When she was around us, she was always happy and relaxed. Not gonna lie, I miss her. I wish we could have helped her more. Tell her that. Message her. See how she is. My wife was around less and less, had to be free to live her life, go out with her friends. More often than not, she would call me to pick our daughter up from daycare, after promising to pick her up and have some girl time. Just tell her I'm working late or not feeling well. She always had something better to do and the kids were old enough to know better. I went to pick our daughter up one day. When they called her name, she came running over until she saw it wasn't mom. Again, slumped her shoulders and slowly walked over to ask what's her excuse this time. That was the breaking point. Told her to get out. Even helped pay her security deposit to get her out. This one hits close to home with me. My dad and mom were never married, and I was 2 when they broke up, but mom was supposed to be there for me. She would make all sorts of promises to come hang out with me and pick me up and do things, but 9 times out of 10 she wouldn't show. I remember getting excited if she showed up for one of my birthdays. How sad is that? She should have been there regardless. And she always had these dumb excuses as to why she couldn't come. Broke my heart. My mom has been dead for 3 years now. I'm 22, and all I can think about when I think of her is I hope I never damage a child the way she damaged me. Tell your daughter some internet stranger sends her empathetic love. You sound like a lovely person. Big internet hugs. Hugs back. I'm not the best person, and I have done my fair share of awful shit, but I strive to be better than my parents. And I think I'm doing okay. To be fair, your share of awful shit would have probably been smaller if you had a better upbringing. Just don't use your upbringing as an excuse. Own your choices. Just keep trying to make yourself and others proud. It's a fantastic feeling. She made me watch Oprah and there was a quiz. Is your marriage okay or not type thing. In my head I saw 7 or 10 items that were not okay. She didn't see any. We had already been to counseling. Question number 1. Does your husband enjoy watching Oprah her? Well, of course. He's sitting right here with me. Tee him. I wonder if I can accidentally pour bleach on me eyes. Question 2. Is your husband secretly a pirate? Me eyes. I was working on a mother-daughter scrapbook as a Christmas present for her. Was going through her Google Photos account looking for pics of them together. Came across a selfie she took with some dude laying on her. Confirmed her second affair. Knew it was over the moment I saw it. That has f***ed me up pretty good. Oof. I've read most of these answers and this one hits me especially hard. Sorry dude. Yeah. I know that feeling. I remember the moment I saw a Facebook photo of my now ex-girlfriend and her now fiancé back when we were still dating. They had met at an event I didn't attend. The photo was just them posing for the camera, smiling. The body language, the sense of comfort, it looked like they had been dating for years. I didn't confront her about it, even though my instincts were screaming inside me. We split within 2 months after. She called it off to be with him. If it makes you feel any better, she'll cheat on him too. Your score is hidden, but you need more upvotes. I wanted to say this to the guy my ex cheated on me with. But then I figured, he would chalk it up to something a jealous ex would say. Whatever, bro. I hope you'll be happy when she spends all your money. We flew across the country for her sister's wedding. She didn't say a word to me the entire time since we had parked at the airport. Once we landed at our destination, we walked to baggage claim, absolute silence preceding for several hours now. At the carousel, I picked up her bag when she took it out of my hand and calmly stated, "None of my family knows you're here." I told them I came alone. She walked out of the airport and left me there. Narcissistic personality disorder made for some really fun scenarios. Oh man. I would have crashed the absolute f*** out of that wedding. Because, honestly, unless the rest of the family already sees through her b****, they'd be on her side over yours anyway. Blaze of glory it. Go big or go home. Even if they don't see through her BS, crash it anyway and go out in a blaze of glory and free food. Sounds fun hypothetically, but would you really want to be the reason 2 people have their wedding ruined? Because there's no way this wouldn't cause major problems.